Hey everybody, Infinity, Sergio, Craig, Indy, Richard, Kevin, Carlene, Jason, Patrick, Andreas, George. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Hey Sledge, you see that chat that message in Discord? They want to know how you got your name. Michael, afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. If you want to be and chat with us while we're on the stream, make a request. You got to be able to click right here, be a subscriber, and subscribe to the channel, and then you can chat with us on here. So good evening, everybody, and we're gonna do this thing here today. So this was a picture from Knoxville downtown last week. I guess. Well, maybe I guess it's getting closer to 2 weeks ago now. When the big snow happened, it did thaw out. It was like 60. The other night, it was 60 degrees at midnight, and this morning it was like 25 degrees. I mean, just all over the place with the weather. And it's a little cool in here, but I've been in front of these lights for hours now, so don't have a sweatshirt on, even though I'm a little cool. I actually got some goosebumps popping up, so probably not put my sweatshirt back on anyway. Welcome everybody. We're going to get going here. We got Microsoft to talk about, AMD, Google, all reporting earnings this evening. We've got the FOMC coming in at 2 p.m. tomorrow, along with Jerome Powell speaking at 2:30 tomorrow. And remember, hold off on the requests till we get there. We're going to do at least 30 minutes of your request. Usually it goes almost an hour. I think last time it was almost an hour and a half total. So make sure you don't run away. Stay to the end, and we'll have a good time here. So welcome everybody, and let's pitter patter. Let's get at her, shall we? I'm going to put myself back over on this side. And remember, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. No matter what I say, I may never get it right again. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. All right. This presentation, intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining, is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, financial instruments or otherwise. Like, don't buy stuff from gurus you don't trust. All right. So if you desire that personal financial advice, if you're like, JT, you got to tell me what to do, you're going to have to hire and consult a financial advisor, because that's not what I'm doing. It's not my game. All right. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not even trying to, like, it's considered advice. All right. I'm like, if you're like, JT, what should I do? That's advice, no matter what my answer is. All right. Don't put me in a corner, and I'll do my best to share what I'm doing with you and share my general advice for people. Like, don't stay wrong, right? When you make a decision and you're proven wrong, don't stay wrong. Cut that wrong, cut it quick. And staying wrong is what costs you the big money. And nobody watches out for you like you. So if you don't take a vested interest in your financial success, I'll tell you, that financial advisor, all they're really interested in is how to make some of your money some of their money. I'm gonna guarantee you. I guarantee. That's everybody, right? That's everybody's game. How can I make your money some of my money? I mean, you support me by watching this, sharing with other people, and watching the ads, and that's how I make money off of this right here. So I thank you all. Couldn't do it without your support, and thanks for coming. Make sure you're subscribed, because then you can chat on the stream. You can make requests when we get there. Now, the rules for the requests, as I said, we're going to talk about Microsoft, AMD, Google, and other earnings. Then we're going to talk about the FOMC tomorrow. Then we're going to do requests, and the rules for request are one per person. When I say go, wait, don't go yet. When I say go, you one per person. Let somebody else go, and then we'll go again. I will try to get through everybody. I got way behind last time. I did stay till I got everybody. There's going to come a point in time when I cannot do that. So make sure you get them in early, and give everybody else a chance to go too. Some people weren't playing by the rules last time, so I'm going to do my best to try to pick. Maybe if I get way behind, I'll just pick your first ticker, whatever it is, and then I'll skip the rest. So don't, stick to the one ticker per person per request, and let somebody else go. Please be fair to everybody else. All right. If you put a whole bunch of tickers in there, I'll probably take the first one and skip the rest. Just fair warning. All right. Well, let's start out with the FOMC first. Oh, God, redneck coming out at me. And that, what was that big ball? What was that big gold ball? That's the Sun Sphere from the 1982 World's Fair, downtown Knoxville, right there. They just recently painted it back blue. It's been green for years. It was blue during the World's Fair, and they painted it green. It was green for, gosh, 15 years. Now it's blue, back to blue again. So, pretty cool. Anyway, FOMC coming in hot tomorrow. Coming in hot tomorrow. So Wednesday, we have unemployment cost index coming in at 8:30 for the market opens. Red event on Forex Factory, but I don't know. We'll see. Chicago PMI, crude oil inventories, that usually moves the crude market. And then the big show right here, Fed funds rate, FOMC statement, and the press conference right there, 2 to 2:30. We'll see what happens. Expecting the forecast is to remain at 5.5%. So really comes down to, are they hawkish or bearish? Hawkish or dovish? Say the right, bearish. Hawkish or dovish. What does that mean? Does it mean what it means is, are they higher for longer? Which they've got a good case for it now. CPI came in hot. Inflation came in hot. PCE came in hot. All the data's kind of keeps coming in hot. So maybe they ease off the rate cut talk. Now, rate cuts are going to be popular with getting Biden reelected, because that eases the rates. We can buy stuff again. We can move houses. We can move cars. That's more popular for getting Biden reelected. But does the economy support it? I don't know. There's been rhetoric back and forth whether Powell's more in Biden's pocket or Powell would rather just stay invested in the market. Now, yesterday, the big rally that occurred in the afternoon was the fact that the Treasury put out their interest rate estimates, and Q1 they estimated almost $800 billion in interest expenses, and then Q2 they estimated only $470 billion in interest rate expenses. That's it's like a 40% reduction. Now, how do you get a 40% reduction for Q2? Well, you got to have rate cuts, but there's no way they're going to cut. Like, let's pop over here and talk about it a second. Pop this up. Oh, wrong chart. Pop this one up right here. There's no way they're going to reduce this by 40%. Just not going to happen. I'll just say it right now. We're not going to get a 40% reduction in the interest rate between the Fed fund rate, and we're not going to reduce it 40%. We're not going to drop it to 3%. Like, it's just, we're not going to go from 5.3% down to 3%. That's just not going to happen. All right. And then they have to rewrite all those coupons and notes and all that stuff. It's just not the way the world works. Wishful thinking, if you will, on the Treasury report. But the market's like, oh, it's confirmation that the rates are going to cut. You know what happens when we cut rates? I've talked about this lots of times. Look, every time when we start, and the blue line is the 2-year constant maturity rate. All right. The orange line is the Fed funds rate. The orange rate always chases the blue rate. We chase it on the way up, and we chase it on the way down until such time as we cross over, and then we chase it on the way up, and then we chase it on the way down. And the Fed chases the rate on the way up. They catch it, and then do we chase it on the way back down? And if they're going to chase it on the way back down, that's not good for the market. All right? That means something's wrong, and the market's cutting rates. It means things aren't moving. Right now, we aren't moving houses. We aren't moving cars. Something's wrong. All right? If they start cutting rates, that means we're not in the good times anymore. I don't care what the mainstream media narrative is. Cutting rates is not bullish, period, for the stock market. Maybe for a short period of time, but then something's wrong. Anybody remember what was wrong back here? Called it a great financial crisis, and it started kicking off back here. You remember this one? .com bust is what we called it. Yet another interest rate problem happened there. You remember this one? COVID, and the rates freak out that started before COVID. What's this one gonna be called? It's on the chart. It's coming. We almost had it as the the regional banking blowout, but they saved the day, and we came back out of that one. Disaster averted, returned to normal, but then something's cooking. Something's cooking. That's be careful. So what do they do tomorrow? I bet we hold rates steady. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, try not to get political on here, but it doesn't matter who's in the. I don't know what just happened. It doesn't matter who's in whatever office. This is happening. All right, there's no saving this. It's either going to happen from here or it's going to happen from up here. We're going to do some sort of financial crisis. Does it happen now or does it happen down the road? I don't know. I kind of prefer this one because that means Bitcoin's going to go on a rip and we're going to make tons of money as the market expands. If we just do it now, I don't know what all is going to play out. We're going to go down. It'll probably be a lower low than we've seen. One way or another, it's probably going to last a decade whenever we do this next one. Whenever the next crisis hits, it's going to last probably 13 to 21 years. It's just, I hate to break everybody's bubble, but that's what's probably going to happen. All right. Let's head over to Microsoft getting slammed. Well, we were at targets. That may come down to the roadmap line. Watch out for the big deep retrace. Wouldn't surprise me. Now, could it just do a minor little pullback and then rally on higher? Yeah, it could. There's the next target up, 430. So we could just do this little retrace back to there and hold support and pop. And then do the bigger, deeper retrace. So watch for it to hold that little support zone, which is basically where it is post-market. I was uncertain. I didn't do a trade. That looks pretty violent. Looks like they're going to accelerate that down. So watch out for that to crush on down. And AMD. Oh, I thought that one looked overcooked too, coming off the highs. If this continues, it's going back to 85. And Google. Oh, look at that. That one looked overcooked too. Well, I was uncertain. I mean, all these could have gone higher, but moving back to the roadmap line. Now we have a whole extra list of more stuff here. So got Starbucks, Skyworks, Juniper, Lending Club, Electronic Arts, CP. In the morning we have BA, Nora Novadisk, Philips, Roper, MasterCard, Thermo Fisher, Boston Scientific, Hess, Market Access, and M Homes. And then after the close tomorrow, we have Qualcomm, Corteva. Probably didn't say that right. Align, Wolfspeed, Aflac, Avalon, Century, Next Rocker. I don't know, whatever. MetLife, and then the big show coming on Thursday. Yeah, these little guys in the morning, and then these big guys in the afternoon with Apple, Amazon, Meta. So we've got MA. We had, I guess, Netflix coming up later, and then A, and we had T last week. So almost all the Mama Nat, almost all the Magnificent Seven by the end of the week this week. So we can look at Amazon, Apple, and Meta here in just a moment. So let's zoom back out to the daily, look at what we had. I was kind of thinking we would see a pullback off of Google because the levels we were at, Microsoft, same Z's, AMD, same, Amazon, we're at the 160 target, so it's pulling back in sympathy. Kind of suspect it to go deeper. That was a big 5-wave up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could do a little consolidation and a fifth push, but so we got support at the roadmap line and then support way on down here. That's Amazon. Then we have Apple. Uncertain on this one. This could be. There's the potential for this to be a wind up and a pop. actually, because while everything else was extending, our Microsoft, Google, Alphabet, all extending, this one kind of pulling back. So we may see this one actually pop. The levels up here, 204, 207 be the expectation on a pop. I had a short going on. I made 100% on that one when it rejected the 195 again. And now, zoom this up. Let's look at this really quickly here. When you go this low right here up to this high right here, we were at the 50%. We could go just slightly deeper, 186. This represents a measured bounce if we hold this area and break out above that high. Could take us right up here. Now looking at it the other way, right there. If we just hold the low we've got, that'd be a little, pushed on down just a little bit. A little bit of confluence up there, 198, and then 202, 203, 204, 205, 206, 207. Somewhere in the zone would be where I would expect. It's not perfect fib. That's what makes it a little because it's not perfect on the fib. Like the fibs aren't lining up perfectly. So not necessarily my favorite. Now, this move was like 3 big moves, and I'm going to turn off the extended hours because that's annoying me a little bit. When I say 3 big moves, I mean this move up off the low, this retrace, and then that big move moved up past the 1618. So it indicates that maybe that's a little more bullish, but maybe not. I don't know. It stopped at the 786 right there. 1, 2, 3. It's muddy is the problem. It's muddy on the way down. It's muddy on the way up. It's muddy. I don't know if it's doing this or if it's going to do this. Could do this. Wouldn't surprise me. Could do this. Wouldn't surprise me. So unclear. It might pop. It's kind of like slightly biased for a pop. I'm just not 100%. That's why I don't have a big trade going. Meta. That looks overcooked. Sympathy popping down. $10. And it's like nothing on the daily chart. I mean, look how exponential that went. Right up to extensions. Coming back. May come back to 300. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. Now, it does have upside extensions off of the big correction, 464, but it's only done one little correction in here. We may need another correction to get that extension. So there you go. All right. Usually we run through and talk about some of the commodities before we jump into requests. Hold on. Don't, not yet. I didn't say go. Hold on. This also looking kind of cooked, but if you look at a bigger picture here, ES pulled back. That 1618 up there at 5150. And we're 70% likely to go hit it. Now, do we retrace before we get there? I mean, this right here, we've gone up. 12 of the last 13 weeks have been green weeks. We haven't done that since 1985. We're in kind of an exceptional period. Now, we may get some chop, and it may take us a little while to work our way up to this 5150 area on ES. And if you're unfamiliar with ES, that's just the S&P 500 futures. Why? Because they trade essentially 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, which they open on Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern and close on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And so that's like 5 p.m. Friday till 6 p.m. Sunday. They're closed. Otherwise, they're open, basically. They do close for an hour of reconciliation each day, but yeah, no big deal. It's essentially 24/7, 23/5, I guess you would say. They do trade 6 days a week. And in Q, just showing some uneasiness right there, some resistance at the top. Getting a little pullback, a little bit of lightning. It's unclear what we're going to do at this point. Doesn't look like there's much upside left. That's going to be a struggle going higher. The path of least resistance for all this stuff is down at this point. Down, down, down. Russell, that's, golly, man. We spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. sitting here at resistance, that would not surprise me. Everything's kind of like, it's like everything's sitting here with holding their breath, waiting for the FOMC meeting tomorrow. It just makes me think that we're going to see a possibly, potentially an outsized negative reaction on the FOMC. Oil just churning in the zone here. I kind of hoped it would get a deeper retrace before we pop on out. Well, actually, this morning I talked about the fact that it would be nice to actually see this extension before we get the bigger correction. And then come down here, hold this zone right here, because that would complete a 5-wave up right there. If we got to 83, then pull back to right here, that would actually be the that would be a super bullish case, probably setting us up for like 150, maybe 250 on oil. Yeah, I'm talking about $250 a barrel of oil. That would hurt, right? Put the screws on us. Think about that. Think about the big S&P down I was talking about. Think about that interest rate thing. Interest rates don't drop unless there's a major problem. Yeah. Oil at $250, it'd be kind of a major problem, right? Brent beating its head, trying to break through the roadmap line. Heating oil, already softening it up. We can get through. This thing has a little resistance at $3, and then watch out above. Natural gas. Oh. What was the low? 204. I missed it by 4 cents so far. Said we were going to $2. Missed it by 4 cents so far. Dang. I hate it when I miss it. Sledge, mark another one down. I missed. I'm getting bad at this. GC. I know you're keeping the tally, Sledge. GC. That may be a... I still expect this to happen. Yeah, wrongomer. You can keep track too. Doesn't help. Yeah. I mean, that's true. Doesn't help prices when the administration, but it does help JT get the $2 price. I mean, I've been calling for it since back here in September. Thought we were getting there eventually. Missed it by 4 cents so far. And silver, just sitting in the middle, just going sideways. Didn't quite get the full head and shoulders thing. I don't know. Doesn't have to do that, but it's going to clear the silver chart up a lot if we can just flush this out and get going. Otherwise, we got to break above this right here to indicate that maybe we're going to go retest the breakout level once again. I don't know. Silver's just unclear. Copper is turning into some sideways gobbledygook. Still slightly biased down. But I have to say it's, starting to push through downtrend lines. We'll see what happens here. All right. I can talk about sugar and pork and cattle and whatever else you want to. Everybody wants to know about Bitcoin, I'm sure. Or a lot of people. I don't know about everybody. We saw some nice popping. But we're having resistance at this trend line here. This channel that we've kind of been rolling up for months. We broke down out of it. We didn't quite get down to the roadmap line, but we did test this consolidation back here in September. Or I guess November, excuse me, November. And tested it right there and then shot up away from it. Now we're finding a little resistance getting into this channel. If we can pop into it, we could run back to the top of the channel, back up to 50,000 actually. That'd be pretty sweet. Ethereum looking a little less bullish, but nice gains today. Again, same kind of channel. And got it drawn right here, right up to that same trend line. So we came up there and actually tested it today. I don't know. That's a classic pattern for continuation. We often see this where we break down. It's like what everybody thinks is the fake out. Like we do this, and then we're like, oh, we're just kidding. We're gonna go bullish, and then everybody gets ripped. So be careful. I've seen this way more than than this happens. This could be a fake out. It could have been the fake drop, and then we go bullish again. So this is a dangerous pattern until we either break below here or we break above here. So it's dangerous right now. Dangerous as long as we're hanging out here. It's turned into more of a sideways inside. Now, I just showed a chart that had something like this. Look right here. Let's go back over here. Come back in time. See this one right here? Look, we set up a big range, and then we just kind of messed around inside that range for a long time. And we popped out, fake out. Guess what? We're going to drop. So, the games that traders play. All right. Now is the time. If you've got requests, I'm going to take requests. 1 ticker per person. Let somebody else go. If you request more than 1 ticker, I may just skip your message. So one per person, please. And let somebody else go. So TEX. Oh, TEXT. TEX. And it's just a bunch of sideways garbage. I wouldn't mess with it. There's your range, 20 points. Not awesome, IBM. And right up at the extensions, watch for that to come back. It was a giant pop on earnings, and we may come back. We may drop back out because that was kind of unwarranted. And XRP. I think you're saying XRP USD. That's what I'm going to guess that XRP was. Not enough data on that one. Go for Binance. Yeah, that's pretty bearish. That's pretty gnarly. Where would I guess? I would guess right down here. Oh, it did it. Oh. Yep. No. I was right. Right there. 27 cents. It's XRP for you. FTNT. Remember, if I review any of these inside a trade alert service, market roadmap, or any of the other ones, and I see something different and more exact numbers, this is loosey goosey on YouTube for show and quick analysis. So right now, FTNT is potentially set to go higher. We have this huge upside resistance right here that we have to get through. So this is a resistance zone right to here. If we can get above that, potentially moving on up 92, 105. ARKK is a bunch of gobbledygook, probably going back to the roadmap line. Hadn't quite hit yet. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. It's not exactly the best of the best stuff right there. Let's be honest here. This is not actually your top tier stuff here. This is kind of a giant corrective, and we may see that, like, if the SP curve takes a spill, this one could go out of business. And let's see, CHRD, Chord. What a name, Chord. Don't be a Chord. That's just sideways crap. It's just not going. There's no excitement here. It's just been inside the range. It's set all the way back here. Set one big range and then nothing. a $90 range, but I mean, ugh. I like stuff trending. It's hard to make money out of something that's just sideways. SoFi being another one of those. Zillow. I hope that goes down. If that just pops out, like that'll be less awesome. Hey, Mara. What you want to know? Potential roadmap bounce. I was on the list this week. We get above 25. Looks like 35, possibly. Oh, moving alerts. Didn't mean to move that alert. 35, possibly 41 on the upside. And CCEP. Target right there. 69, 72 above that. And Uber. Right to the top of where I drew the target. Watch out for that. Sometimes I have this habit of getting this right. So watch out for the resistance here. Could it go to 73? It could. Could it go to 79? It could. Could it go even higher? It could. I drew that for a reason, and I drew that for a reason. And it would not surprise me if we see this happen in the next few weeks. DKNG. I'm trying to come at these unbiased. I'll tell you when I have positions on things. I try to be unbiased when I do this. Oh man, kind of extension, reaching some extensions there, and next target up 41 and 43 above that. 41 and 43. Looks reasonable. Came up just shy, but that's probably, yeah, it was a 4-hour bounce. It's a little faster time frame. Alrighty. LMT. Sideways to down. We break back below. We got up to the high. We get back below 410. Looks like we may go on down. I don't care how many missiles and stuff the United States is burning. It looks like we may be on a path to go down here if we get below 410. And XLF. Nice potential. Probably 43 on the upside. I gotta look at something else though. This says like, I'm not even joking around here. Look at this potential. Look at that. Once this thing breaks out past like 120, it could be on its way to 1,000. Wouldn't that be ridiculous? That'd be crazy. Or we come up here and we make a lower low. One or the other. That's FAS. That's a leverage instrument. I always talk about like be careful on leverage. That's super be careful on leverage. So, and BLDR went a little crazy. And the next resistance is at 188 right there. If it can make it, then watch out for the correction. And Disney has been pretty crap. but it's trying to break out to the upside. Target at 99 and 102. Got some stuff to work through. And what would I expect there? Probably that. And then we could potentially work on a bigger move up. But we got to get through that first. Lots of these prior highs that rejected hard. So be very, very careful. I in particular think this one probably not going to get above that for a while. Oop, wrong tool. Wrong line. Not going to get, there we go. Probably not going to get above that level for a while. See that, how that rejected hard off of there? Get that gap fill back up in there. AMD, already covered it. Going down in a blaze of glory. Probably coming back to the roadmap line. And let's see. Whoop, I just skipped a lot of tickers. And let's see, where was I? No, XSP does not decay. It's an index. Indexes don't decay. Index. It's not an ETF. PEP. You can't buy shares of XSP. It's like you can't buy shares of SPX. Pepsi looks pretty bearish to me. Low to high. We get below this support. Oh, crap. Quit moving the fib lines. Could be coming on down to 151. And then we got MRO, Marathon Oil is looking pretty crap. Looking pretty crap. Let's clear all that stuff. So I talk about these like this would be a 1, 2, 3, right to the 1272, right there. For Beth that was asking about measured bounces that look corrective, right there you go. Corrective measured bounce. Turning down. Also makes this one a potential corrective measured bounce. Of course, debatable if this was the high or this is the high. And either way you split it, probably coming down here. Looks like you'd be like, wait, JT, I thought you said oil was going up. Well, Marathon can go down while oil goes up. They're not mutually exclusive. They do not have to move together. XPI, EXPI. Dear gosh, man, that looks horrible. Why do you want to trade this? Why? Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Maybe go back to the bottom. Be what I would expect. Okay. And PDD is going back to the roadmap line. That's what it looks like. Pretty furiously. Fast and furious, back to the roadmap line. We were either going to go sideways or we were going to take the elevator. And elevator it is, it looks like. Does have some supports right here. This little bitty consolidation. We may meet up with that at some point right over here. Been looking for a PDD to retrace to the roadmap line since August, really. Kind of went on a tear, so about time. About time we came back down. And NVIDIA has much loftier targets all the way up here. Possibly a 710, 715, but post market. Let's be honest here. That's a ridiculous move. At some point in time, it's going to give it up. it's going to retrace, and it's going to be violent, and it may be up to 61% of the move we've done up. So many people have told me I'm wrong. The time will come. We will find out how wrong I am. There's the low. Here's the potential high. 61%. Right down in here. Watch out for the 618 retrace. Just saying. Just saying. Seen it before. I'll see it again. S-Bucks. Nice little pop. Potentially breaking through the line. I thought we might go lower. Looks like we're actually going to break out. Potentially go higher. It's been on a bearish go, so watch out for this just to reverse and go lower. But if this can reverse, get above the roadmap line, make a stand and break out above this high, we can start working toward 122, possibly 131. It's going to take a little while. DHI. As somebody said the other day, there's a lot of competition in coffee these days. Didn't used to be. But there's opening up someplace local called Scooters like crazy lately. And I guess they undersell Starbucks. DHI back to here. If we could pop, the next line up would be 170. But if we break down below support, watch out for the bigger retrace. Support right here and then down here. PCAR. Yeah. PACCAR. See what we got. This little bitty retrace right there. Oh, rejected at the 102. Let's see what an hourly. Maybe an hourly bounce. Might have been a 2-hour bounce. And right up to it. May come back down to 98. IR. Ingersoll Rand just keeps running. It's that resistance. But the last move was ridiculous. Before we got any kind of... When is the last time we did something like that? Nope. That's the biggest retrace since this whole move. Yeah. What does that tell me? It tells me there's nothing repeatable in here. Golly, man. This was the first time it retraced like that since back here. See, it used to do that a lot. See that same size retrace? Now, see how the extension was repeatable. And a little bigger. And a little bigger. Watch out for a retrace. It's my best I can offer you right now. Why does it retrace like that? Because that's the 1618. Like, that's the extension of that move. Like, that's what we did right here. Look, 1618. And it actually retraces the 1272. That's probably the smaller retrace, that smaller move there, I bet. Oh, moving the chart instead of the... Yeah, see? Usually we get to the 1272 and then retrace. That one's getting the extension of 1618. So, like, you're like, JT, how do you know it's 70% of the time? Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you can count them on the chart and see. Usually we only go to the 1272. Sometimes we get the 1618. Then we're going to retrace. How big of a retrace could you expect off of this? That big again. because it's there, it's there, it's there, it's back here. That's how big Ingersoll Rand likes to retrace. All right, AVGO. Next buy point. You may get an opportunity to buy at 1154, but it may break down and go deeper. Just depends. It doesn't have to keep going. One of these days, the music's going to stop, and she's going to do a deeper retrace. You'd be like, nah. Look at there. Takes back to 700. And URA is probably going to 35 or 40. 35 or 40. Nothing changed there. DT. 58.62 is the next upside. $63, I guess. Fix it just ever so slightly. And then Lulu. Me and Lulu don't get along. I've never made money trading Lulu. Just not. Me and Lulu don't get along. I can predict where it's going. I just can't make any money off of it. It's got upside resistance at 574. And it may retrace back to the roadmap line before we do that. It may go a little higher, possibly back to 500. Then retrace a little deeper. Then do that right there. Maybe like, no way. Look, I mean, look right there. See that move, right? Dun da da da. That's right there. See what that would do, right? Then it did that, which would put us up to almost the 1618. Just saying, these patterns repeat themselves. It's not really magic. This stuff I do, I just figured out how to put the fibs to it. How to actually show you where they are without doing a bunch of drawing. So, all right, CCJ. My least favorite question, D.A. Gutierrez. Thoughts on something? That tapped the 1618. Ooh, that really tips the odds coming down. Really tips the odds. Clear this back up. Remove all the drawings. See that right there? We pushed back below the breakout level. That tips the odds doing that. It doesn't have to do that. It's just the higher likelihood thing. Would I trade it? Absolutely not. Would I trade it after it hit there and turned up again? Maybe. So CRWD crowd is, this is just a long-term outlook. That's all I got. 355, 426. We broke on out, so that doesn't come into play anymore. Pushing on higher, 355. Now, might it retrace before then? Absolutely. We're doing some exponential bull crap right there. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. UPS took a bat today. Hey, the UPS guy came by today. Look what we did. We held the 618. Holding the 618. If we get below it, watch out. We can definitely extend. Really, I would think we might be able to hold that before we're in the zone. I drew a big target zone there, and kind of crazy we did it. Now, anybody that's taking the measured bounce class, where would 0.4 be? It would be off of the top of that candle right there. So a break back above that is the most aggressive entry. Now, you could take liberty with it and say the 0.4 would be the top of the candle before the candle that hit the 618. That's usually the way I say it. So it'd be up there. Right there. Top of that candle. So it's going to take a move up before you get long. There's the 618. Yeah. That one might break down. I would be careful. That looks like it might go lower. That rode the roadmap line and it may extend to the downside. SCH. SCHW. Fingers on the right keys. Right back to the roadmap line. So the play. I did that sloppy. There. Break above 67. Funny enough, I got an alert at 68. Looking for that move up there to 90. Probably 74, 79, and then possibly up there to 90. This is like a nested measured bounce type setup. LEN. Lenar. Upside resistance. Is not accurate. Sitting in that 1618. Yeah, look at that. We are just hugging that. Going sideways. We could pop 171, 182. But we also could do one of these big extended retraces. If you don't think we can, I think we can. Look, here it is again. Like right here, right here. Look. See that, right? See that, right? Could go a little higher. Be careful. All right. We could come back to 120. These are echoes in the market. We tend to retrace about the same size. We've got some precedents set up. If we do it again, another extension. Needs a retrace. VRNT. Oh, don't trade WRNT. That looked bad. VRNT still looks pretty bad. What was that? We were hanging out under the roadmap line and did that. Why do you want to get involved in that? Like, what did they just cure cancer? I mean, it's information technology. That doesn't look good. I don't want to put my money on that at this point. That's a lot of upside resistance. I mean, look how much time it spent from back here. I don't like that chart. It's not a dumpster fire, but it's a nasty chart. Did y'all just ask me this because I have it? I have a long-term position. It's probably going to go to 90, and that's where I'm going to take my profit. I bought it in November at 30, and it's probably going to go to 90, and I have shares. It may go to 135. It may go to 200. We'll see what happens. I may not sell at 90. I may hold up 200. See what happens. I mean, holding up 180 would be pretty epic, right? What, 6 times money? Be pretty cool. 600% gain, and people say you can't make big money on shares. Look at that. You telling me 600% gain is not big money? That's big money. That's the kind of stuff I like right there. All right. I just skipped a bunch of chat. There we go. Back to Tesla. I have shares that I bought at 181. I have another order sitting at 180. Can't believe I missed it. God darn it. Yeah, I missed the low. 6 cents. I said 180 for how long? Since July. Then I missed it by 6 cents. I know Wronger's got that one marked down on his book. Jeff missed it by 6 cents. Anyway. Could be the bottom. I mean, I'm long. Long shares. Resistance is up here. Well, the resistance is the gap down, and then it's up here. And then we'll see what happens. The bias is down. There's nothing that says it's bottom yet. This is an aggressive entry until we're above this downtrend line up here. Yeah. Right now, you just got to hold it on the faith. You either believe it or you don't. Melly, Mercalibre, looks like she might be time for a pullback. Maybe like, how much pullback? Look right there. Could be that much pullback. Back down. Produce. Flutter Entertainment. Not enough chart to chart. Sorry, can't do that one. ADBE. Upside 660. Downside 540. There you go. Earnings is not for a long time. And silver, I did this morning. I'm pretty sure. Well, I did silver earlier, and we're in a downtrend. Down, down, down. Expect this to go back down to 19, probably right back around here. We can do one more flush and potentially get bullish. UPST. That's a bearish sign. Bearish sign. So we've got this crappy little pattern I don't like. Watermelon City Squeeze. I don't like that pattern. Unpredictable. Can break down or break up. You can say whatever you want to. I would be very careful. Be very, very careful. All right. SVIX is not going to be chartable. It's 41. I think that. I don't know what that was. It was very. Like phone was buzzing, but it wasn't my phone buzzing. Yeah. There's nothing. 41 is the upside, and 31 is the support. Until it pulls back, I wouldn't mess with it. MU is pushing upside resistance right around 100. Just keeps grinding. Get another one of these pullbacks. Keep grinding, grinding, grinding. We'll see what happens when we get up there. It's not constructively bullish, so I don't like that. It's not the kind of price action I chase after. Unreliable. And a large upside resistance right there where we double topped out. If we can break above that, we could potentially go up to 120, but right now I wouldn't bet on it at the moment. Mora already did. MSTR is potentially working on something bullish. I did buy a share in crypto power plays. Or bought some shares. I don't know. I bought, I guess, some shares. Potentially aggressively bullish here. More conservatively above 605, 615. Looking for 800, maybe 900, maybe 1,000. Had to fine tune the lows here. 800, 900. Be very careful. It's not really a conservative entry until we're above this up here. Then it could be a massive trade. There's the market open. Futures are back open. And Scooters is Starbucks knockoff. Same price for the worst coffee. Whatever. I don't drink coffee at all. So MPC popping right up to the 1618. Going exponential. Watch for the retrace. I mean, if you were in that, book your profit. I mean, protect your profit, book your profit. That's all I can say on that one. LCID. Well, hit the downside target. Upside resistance 520. Downside next target. Gonna be way on down. 2, 1, 0. Let's see. STX right off the 2618. The head and shoulders target right up there at 100. It bounced off the 1272. That may do another one of these corrections. PLTR. This one, so it's holding above the roadmap line, but it has upside resistance right here at 1920. And it would look better if it retraced back down here because it did 5 waves up, which is Elliott wave completion. It did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a higher high. 1, 2, 3 would be nice to see. Doesn't have to go that deep. It could just stop right around 13. I'd probably be a buyer at about 1250-ish. So I got an alert there. And that would set it up to go much higher. But right now, only incrementally higher, 23 and 26. If we get above 20. And it may not move at all. And if I said anything you like, give me a thumbs up. GDX. Gold miners. Look pretty horrible. Sideways. Nothing bullish. It just, see the fibs are stacked on the top and the bottom, and that's just sideways. I mean, look, I turn it off, it just looks sideways. And RUT, IWM, which one do you want? I mean, I already basically touched on the Russell, but IWM looks like it wants to retrace back down to here. Remove. Look, it did this. See this? Stopped at the 618 right there. That sets it up for a 3-wave move, measured bounce style. And this is corrective because this is impulsive up. Corrective, target 182, 178. I think I have puts. I think I bought, I don't know. I think I bought puts on this out to March or April. I think about 195 puts. Maybe 190 puts. 190, 195. Looking for that move down right there. Supported the roadmap line and then the fib pattern right there. Alrighty. WPM. Looks like garbage. Looks a lot like GDX. I mean, just sideways. GILD. It broke out. That's we had this giant pullback here. Hit the top. Try to break. Nope. 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 Well, broke through. Retested. Broke. Pushed higher. Retested. Failure to launch twice is cautionary. What am I talking about? Three times now. You see this. You tried to launch here. Tried to launch here. Came back here. Tried to launch here. And came back. That's some serious weakness. It's overlapping this high. You can see how this low overlapped that high. This low overlapped that high. This low overlapping that high. This is dangerous. If we get below the roadmap line, which we're pushing the limits of, I'd say if we get below 70, I've had below 76, we're probably going on down. It's a low. Do you want to be an analyst or do you want to be a trader? This is not a trader stock at this point. It looks like it's going to do that. Possibly even that. Anyway, AVGO. Already did that one. I know, man. Like, burns me up. Didn't get my 180 fill. I didn't get mine either. This one, if we get it back above, it's a roadmap bounce right here. This, and DA, this might be a chart of the week. I would really like this one if we get back above here. Just a plain, simple upside potential. Plain and simple, right like that. Nice move up, nice retrace, classic price action, held. We get back up there, 86, possibly 94. And Goose made it right for the end. Mother Goose, glad to see you, my man. And yeah, Sledge, you probably all over that, didn't you? You probably knew. You're like, oh, I knew they're gonna fail the trial. I'm gonna make a bunch of money. Yeah, that looks weak and may break down. And that chart, so the chart told you it was looking like it was gonna be bullish, but beforehand, you see how this overlapped and overlapped and overlapped. It was saying something was wrong. And it's similar to like the BA chart. Like I went short BA today because I feel strongly about this visit of 180 at least, if not 150, 160. I feel pretty strongly. It's kind of like Tesla. I feel pretty strongly that we're going to visit 180, and maybe this would make me feel even better. Right down there, 157, 158. So, bought a put. I bought one. It's not like I went big. All right, I put $100 on this. $100. What are we gonna do? We're gonna find out in the morning. Come back for 30 minutes. Come back for Morning Monster. We'll find out how JT's doing. How do I fare? Do I make some money? Do I lose my $100? We'll find out. Stay tuned for more. Make sure you're subscribed. XPI. You want me to wrap it up on a biotech? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'd be careful. That breaks back down. GILD and all that other. Right back down there. It poked out the top. Poked out the bottom. Now poking out the top. Funny enough. Didn't even poke out the same. Made me look at a biotech. Anyway. Thanks, always. Yeah. And wrap up on S5FI. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Look down here. I got S5FI. Turned red today. IndieFI. Look at that one. Look at that. That makes my stomach hurt. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know what this is about to do? Goose, can you see that? You see it, right? Everybody see it? Who's been with me a little while and sees that? It doesn't look very good. We've seen this before. Look. We've seen this before. Oh, yeah. Look, this one, not even trying. Like this one. This one wants to go. That's why I'm short Russell. This is the strongest stocks, all right? These guys, out of the last 14 years, they've had like one down year. These are strongest stocks. Top 100 stocks, right? That's not a good pattern. Head and shoulders doesn't work on these. Like these are just oscillators. So you can't head and shoulders these. These just oscillate. They're not trenders. These are just oscillating indexes. It's just not a good pattern. Yeah. I mean, QQQ, look, I mean, we're sitting at the high, right? Sit up there, but the NDFI, this is the stocks. This is Nasdaq stocks above their 50-day. Up here, we were, December 19th, we were up here at 95% of them above their 50-day. Now we're dipping below and making a lower high. So QQQ, December 19th, where were we? Golly, where were we? Way back here. Look, we were making the high on that Indy FI chart. So the most number of Nasdaq stocks were above their 50-day moving average back here. Like, this is why I'm really uneasy about this. That was right there. Now look, we're up here on QQQ and Nasdaq, right? Even if I brought up NDX, we're still up here, still up here, and then the NDFI. What the heck is going on? That's fewer and fewer stocks that we're up higher and higher on. That's yeah, it shows, the Magnificent Seven's overrun, but I mean, it's the breadth is declining, and what happens when the music stops? The lights come at the bar. Is the girl you're with the pretty girl, or the guy you're with the pretty guy? All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll be back again in the morning. It's already what, 6:15. So I'll wrap it up. I'll be back live in the morning for Morning Monster, 9:15, same bat channel, different bat time, and we'll see where we go. Remember, FOMC tomorrow. We'll have BA in the morning. That'll be fun. It's ought to be fun. I got one put on it. Do we go down in a blaze of glory? We'll see. We shall see. Have a great evening, everybody. See you in the morning. Bye for now.